Welcome to Storytime with A.B. Scott as I try to find meaning and hope in the rough and tumble world of trying to stay sober and to kind of tell stories and figure out really what I'm thinking about. Uh, and I want to say thanks to everyone who has watched and sent messages for the previous videos. Thank you very much. And remember to like, subscribe, and share. Yep. Please subscribe to the Arson Brothers Network. Anyway, I'd like to dive right on in with this episode and talk about hope. Hope was something that I kind of rejected a long time ago. At least the wishy-washy, warm feeling that idea that everything was going to be all right. I kind of always joked about being hopeless, godless and hopeless, and that was kind of me. I was going to have fun. And I didn't realize what being hopeless was until, once again, I was in the ER, and I truly felt hopeless. Well, but from that, I guess, rock bottom, I found a new definition of hope. As hope not being an emotion, but hope being a cognitive process, something you think about. And using the work of psychologist C.R. Snyder, hope consists of three things: goals, pathways, and agencies. Or you have a goal, you work for it, and you believe it can be done. That simple. It's like when I read that, it was the scales fell from my eyes. I realized that everything that I'd really driven meaning from in my life was done through hope. When I finished my bachelor's degree, I wanted to graduate. Spent a lot of late nights doing statistics and writing papers, and that other people had graduated college, and I knew I could. Simple hope, right there. And that really just helped me on my way. That definition of hope. And there are a few other definitions I want to get to and say that are going to come up over and over again. One is shame. Shame is the feeling that you're wrong, that I'm wrong, I'm a fuck up, if you'll excuse my language. I'm a mistake. And guilt is I made a mistake, or I fucked up. I'm not a fuck up. And finally, vulnerability. Vulnerability is the willingness to show up and be seen when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Vulnerability, and I'm taking all this from Brene Brown's work on shame and resilience and wholehearted living. I recommend her books, and she writes about all this. This is her area of research, and I'm quite the Brene Brown fanboy. So, yay, Brene. So, goals, pathways, and agency. What does that mean? It means I had to be honest with myself about where I was financially, where I was professionally, where I was physically, where I was socially. I really socially isolated myself, stopped talking to most people I knew. And even while trying to get sober, I still didn't really reach out and try to find, newer friends, or really maintaining the same relationships I had before. So it really felt like a mountain. But kind of realized that hope is a muscle. It's a tool. It's a habit. Or, as once again Brene Brown says, hope is a function of struggle. So, yeah, I went to work. Thanks again to the Brain Warriors Way, Dr. Amen. In that book, he details what they call a one-page manifesto, which is simply a piece of paper written out with your goals about work, social, spiritual, emotional, everything laid out. So one of my big goals was I needed to find a new job. I been laid off from my previous one, which yeah, and plus I needed to change. I needed to grow. I needed to shake shit up, has become my motto, and that seems to work. Shaking shit up with hope. So, that goal was finding a new job. Started looking, updated my resume, got a haircut, shaved, so I don't necessarily look like it now. But, I'm glad to say, got a new job. And I really found that hope was contagious, especially within myself. That once I realized that I was doing things, I was having that agency, that power to affect change within my own life, it really opened my eyes. And once again, appreciation and gratitude just reigned supreme. I really felt the guilt of the pain I'd caused. This was when I was going through this and I was writing about it. Yeah, and not even just the pain I caused. And I was like, one of my goals is to not hurt somebody else in those ways that I can prevent. And I still make mistakes in the way I speak and what I do, but I make mistakes. I'm not wrong. I'm not a mistake. And that's really made the difference. Like I said, hope is a habit. Once you start using hope, you see it everywhere. I see it in buying a car, in a workout. It springs eternal. And I like to think of hope as the bringing the heart, hands, and head into sync, where where you want to go. You believe you can get there, and you're willing to work for it. And that is hope. So, hope. It's a daily exercise. You have to gird your loins and get to work. But hope is worth it. I have hope because I've seen change in my own life, and I've seen change in the life of others. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I know them changing has helped me change, and I would like to think that me changing has helped other people change. And that is one of the hopes for this show, for what I'm doing. So, in hope, and remember, the pinky's up. I'm A.B. Scott.